I am excited to be embroidering again today. Hello everyone. Today is detached blanket stitch and twisted detached blanket stitch, and I'm going to do the detached first. I talked about my last video that I was unhappy with this little piece that I had sewn on the bottom, and so I just put it back on as with a blanket stitch, and it'll just be a little flip reveal in my book. And then I use the sticky paper, what is this called? The sticky water soluble paper stabilizer to redo my circles, because I don't think that I want to draw my fabric anymore. I think I'm going to just start using that instead. So these red circles are drawn on the sticky water soluble, and then I just stuck them back on there. But that's not today's project. Today's project is the detached blanket stitch. I'm going to go in this gray area right here, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to do one big long one? Do I want to do a couple of short ones? Do I want to go in the middle? What do I want to do? I think I'll just kind of go in the middle. So I've rewatched Christine's video, and I've read the directions. So I think I have a pretty good idea. It's not a very difficult stitch. I'm going to go about halfway, and then maybe I'll do two. I'll do another one right there. So you go through once, and then you go through again from the same spot. I'm so glad I remembered I had these little hoops. I don't like putting it on my stitches, but I don't know how to avoid that. Okay, and then you come up. They show you working horizontally, but so far, excuse me, not quite over my allergies yet. So far, I find that almost everything is easier for me vertically. So through and over to the side. Oh, well, this is about the easiest stitch I've done yet, I think, maybe. Besides, just make sure I don't want to run over the top of my old stitch. Oh, look at that. One more. Oh, very nice. Well, this is not going to be difficult at all. A little time consuming maybe, but not difficult. Okay, I'm going to pause my video, and I will come back when I have finished my detached blanket stitch. That went really quickly. I like it. I got halfway across and I immediately thought, wouldn't this be fun? So I'm going to do another one with this DMC, whatever this is, tapestry wool. Because I think that would be very pretty to do right there. I think I'll use this blue. I have no idea how much I need. I'm just going to do that. Hopefully that's enough. I have a little pair of scissors. I don't know where they went. So, in my little kit here, I have some other needles with big eyes. They're just not very pokey. I don't think it needs to be pokey. I only have to get through the first. Let me see this one. Oh, that one's pokier. I'll do that one. See. Oh, it does pull out through. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to try this in this next little section right here. do the next. Ooh, maybe. So let's see how this goes. I don't have any experience embroidering, so I can't really think, oh, you know, this would be great for blah, blah, blah. But as I get better at embroidering and eventually start making things other than just stitches, I hope to be able to look back at my A to Z book and say, oh, you know, that stitch would be great for whatever. Let's see what the book says it's good for. Literally does not tell you what you should use the stitch for. It only tells you how to make the stitches. That's kind of funny. I'll have to do some research. Maybe one of my other books will tell me what to use the stitch for. It curls up like that, and this one did the same thing, and I don't know if that's a function of something that I am doing or if that's just the nature of it. I don't know how to get it to not curl up where it wants to go back the other way. I suspect that's where the twisted detached stitch came from, is that natural desire for it to curl up the other way. Probably get 2 more in there. One more maybe? Oh yeah. One more. Oh, that was wrong. That did not make a knot. I'm not sure what I did there. Try that again. Maybe it did make a knot. Okay, and then I'm going to go down right here to finish that off. Well, isn't that lovely? It definitely stands out better. This is very delicate. It stands out better in the wool than it did. Okay, I'm going to tie that off and move my hoop over, and then we will work on the twisted detached. Okay, I am ready for the twisted detached, and I really like that, so I presume I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'll do it twice. So I'm going to put my skinny one on the outside and my fat one on the inside. I probably should have started over here. That's okay. That's a little too far. Go a little less. Work the foundation stitches of this without this big fat knot in it. My gosh. Come on. There we go. the same as the other one until you're about halfway. So I'm going to go about halfway, and then I'll be back to do the twisted part of it. Alright, I'm about halfway. Oops, just unthreaded my needle, of course. So basically, after reading the instructions, what I have learned is that, what did I just do there? Come on, that was weird. For the twisted part, it's exactly the same. You go like this, like you were going to make the regular blanket stitch, and then just before it gets tight, you pull it the other way. Thread everywhere. So you make the regular stitch, pull it almost snug. I have like a train wreck going on there. I don't know. And then you pull it. I don't know what's going on with my stitch right there. There we go. I had a little bit of a, no. I have an extra knot. My gosh. I'm not sure how I managed that. I tied a knot. Tied my knot too soon, I guess. There we go. No, that still doesn't look right. Maybe. I keep catching on my letters, and I know that this would be easier if I were, okay, I just, it would be easier if I were holding it, because then I could press the fabric away from my needle. So the key here is to bring that back before you start the stitch so that you can get under it the right way, and then let it go. Whoop, to the back like that. One more, and then I will finish this up, and we'll pick a color for the fat one. I'll be right back. It's kind of hard to see that it twisted over because the thread is so fine. I suspect I will get better results with this wool like I did with the detached one, just because it is so much fatter. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I'm thinking that you could play with this and get it to twist in different directions, or maybe multiple times. I don't know. That might be kind of fun. This one will have significantly less stitches than that one did, obviously, given the significant difference in yarn size. So I think I keep doing that. I go too far with my needle, and then I can't, my brain can't work out where it was supposed to cross. Maybe we'll just do 5 stitches initially, That was 3. This will be 4. Yeah, I think one more will be plenty. And then we can start doing the twisted part. It naturally wants to twist, I think. It seems to want to twist. A little bit. Yes, this one will be much more obvious that it has a twisted stitch. This is a situation where I think that this was go back, where I don't know where I was going with that. This situation where I think that the stitch is more better showcased, I guess, in a chunky yarn rather than a thin yarn. Let's see. Can I squish one more in there? I think I can. Probably squish even one more in there. I'm going to do one more. Just getting over a cold and allergies. It's been a wicked spring. I don't want to stab my knot so I can get off of my knot. There we go. So there we go. Oh, that's much easier to see. Let's pop this off real quick and see how it looks. Yep, this stitch definitely lends itself to the chunkier yarn much better than to the thread. Okay, I'm going to tie that off and give it a little iron real quick to get these circles off, and then we'll come back and see my finished product. Okay, got my crinks ironed off. I've ironed this about 50 times, and here you go for funny. I was not paying attention to what I was doing, and I ironed off my circles. Not a big deal. I can draw them back again, but here we are. Made me laugh. So, detached and twisted detached. Very lovely.